I am live. Thank you very much. Friday night in the Earlverse. It's a go. Let me see. Let's get my personal hotspot ready. I want my viewers to see me in the Earl in a house. Do a little bit of a live watch between you kids who are interested in the Edmonton Oilers and Vancouver Canucks. It's a good game. 1-1 after one. Ones are wild. My Mount Rushmore black wrestlers. That's a very good question. I would say, well, for you old school people, probably someone you've never even heard of. Bobo Brazil, master of the cocoa butt. The Rock. I don't think Chad would mind that, Dominic. Black wrestlers. I mean, probably Ron Simmons. What up, William Zoom? I mean, Ron Simmons, I believe, was the first WCW black champion, and very interesting. That is a great question. I mean, of course, if it was just my personal Hall of Fame, Kamala would be up there. I got to say, Bad News Brown. He was I mean, JYD was a huge, if you're going on, popular black wrestlers, you got to, definitely put Junkyard Dog in there. Um, but, I think people kind of forget how good Kamala was. He's right over my shoulder right there. Let me move over a little bit so you guys can see Kamala. But yeah, I mean, Ahmed Johnson. Come on, man. Yes, I'm absolutely talking about Bad News. I mean, Bad News Allen, Bad News Brown. He went by a few different monikers. He was a legit judo champion, I believe, in the '76 Olympics. Obviously, I wouldn't put Coco Beware, Virgil. I mean, Booker T's in the discussion. Well, I mean, New Jack is in the discussion if you uh, value hardcore wrestling. I mean, he'd have to be considered. And I do think ECW, XPW. Thank you. Yes, I did get a new haircut. I left it a little longer on the top. I went in with a picture of Brandon Flowers from the Killers. I said, just give me this. And my girl, Janet Lazar, if you are in California, Southern California, she's the best. Yeah, I mean, Ernie Ladd, if you're going old school, before I started watching wrestling. I mean, Butch Reed absolutely is someone who merits discussion. I'm trying to think. I mean, I wouldn't Little Beaver. I wouldn't put him on the Mount Rushmore, but Iceman King Parsons. I just saw Too Cold Scorpio wrestle in GCW. He killed it, man. And I loved how Joey Janela put him over. I mean, he's I think 58, they said, and he looked amazing and still moved pretty good. But I liked Kamala. Kamala in Mid South and World Class. He was a great heel. And then when he got to WWF, they kind of made him into a cartoon character. Does Akeem count? I don't know about that, William Zoom. I don't know. I remember the Floby. That guy was a fucking creep. I'm not on the festival, so I don't know when it ends. Dude, I'm telling you right now, this match I saw was maybe 3 weeks ago. Um, he would, and Joey Janela is a great wrestler. You know, he's I really never had an appreciation for him until I saw him wrestle Andrade at GCW maybe about 4 months ago, and it's like, oh my god, it was one of the better live matches I've ever seen. I'm trying to think of other great black wrestlers. I mean Tony Atlas. You know, yeah, you'd have to be. His character certainly was a great um, part of Georgia Championship Wrestling. I mean, that one promo where he walks out and Ric Flair calls him boy. Yeeks. Uh, I love that song, Voices Carry. Um, wait, speaking of one man gang, you know my brother. You know, and no one sit there and say, SD Jones, what up, Ross Incognito? You know, we're just doing a chill stream on a Friday night. I didn't know Chad was streaming. I mean, you know, at some point you gotta like stream. I mean, I want to work out after this and go off into the nightlife. Mabel, you know, was absolutely in the discussion. You know, wasn't he the same person as Viscera? Right? Let me see. Who else? I'm trying to. Norman Smiley. I mean, there really aren't a lot of black wrestlers when you really think about it. Um, I mean, when you think of a sport or whatever you want to call it that's been around for 50 plus years, it's probably maybe I can think of maybe 20. I'm trying to think. In like XPW, I don't think there's a current black wrestler. Uh, I mean, you know, I just like, you know, my hair was long for me. Yeah, The Godfather. I mean, he's, you know, Papa Shango. I mean, he's. Thank you. Yeah, hit the like button. Pound that like button. I was in the Marines. I was in a Village People tribute band. Pew! Pound the like button, please. Um, and no one be tweeting at Netflix is a joke. You know, you guys, sometimes you guys think you are helping me, but someone tweeted this week, well, how come the greatest comic of all time isn't on the festival? You know, I appreciate the support, but let's not overplay the scene. Um, so, I mean, I love the guy in the video, the guy who played the dick. I think I looked him up. He died very early. I think soon after that video. He was Curly something. First name was Curly something. Thank you, Ross Incognito. And you know, yes, put this stream in Discords. I tried to do it on Reddit once, the Earlverse stream, and it didn't. I think the moderators for. I think I just put it in the stand-up comedy sector of Reddit, and it didn't take. So yes, I'm using reverse psychology. Vancouver Canucks just scored 4-on-4. Yes, no one super chat me. I don't want your money. Nobody super chat me. Nobody hit the like button. Nobody. Uh, I don't want anyone watching this stream right now. Well, that's basically happening. Hello. Oh, well, someone told me a great story last night about the Killers and why they are called the Killers. It was based on some band, uh, some other band. Fuck, I wish I remember. I was like, oh, yeah, you know, because they're a Vegas-based band. I mean, I know Dave Koenig, the guitar player, is from I think Idaho, but the others I think were all from Vegas. Um, Well, it's kinda like that Alanis Morissette song was supposed to be about Dave Coulier, I believe. I believe Alanis Morissette walked in on someone cheating on her, and it was allegedly, I believe, Dave Coulier. It is now 2-2 with 18 minutes and 44 seconds left. I believe that. I very much see I mean, the Killers, at least on their albums, don't use, keyboards like the Cars did, but they do use them. I mean, Greg Hawkes on the keyboards for the Cars, it was kinda like having a second guitar player almost. Now interesting, when I saw the Cars at the where was it? Not the Pantages, the Palladium, I it was 4 of the 5 surviving members minus Benjamin Orr, who's deceased, and, um, yeah, I have no interest in going to a show on the festival. I actually had the producer of the Sami Zayn comedy show reach out to me and go, "Isn't this great?" And I was like, when a pro wrestler is on a stand-up comedy festival, and actually he's not just on the festival, he has his own show on the festival. That's when I check out. It's literally like, how would Sami Zayn feel if I got on WrestleMania? It's literally the exact same thing. So I will not be in attendance at the Sami Zayn Comedy Festival. I'm not bitter. I'm just like, that's insane to me. See, that's one where people would say, "Oh, you're just bitter. You're not on it." I'm being completely honest. I honestly, I don't know how some of these comedy shows have people who don't do comedy on it. It's insanity to me. Twisted Sister Stay Hungry turned 40 today. Damn, I did not know that. Say no evil, want you say no evil, you're gonna burn in hell. I love that. I loved early Twisted Sister. Yeah, losing Benjamin Orr, man, you want to see a sad interview. I think it was like 6 days before he died or something like that. Benjamin Orr and the rest of the Cars, where they all look pretty good, and then he's in a Cleveland Browns football jersey that looked like a dress on him. It was so baggy because he was dying. But I'm very glad that they kind of squashed. I think there was always a little beef between Benjamin Orr and who was it? And Rick Ocasek, because you got to know that had to bother Benjamin Orr a little bit that everyone thought that Rick Ocasek sang all the songs because Benjamin Orr, frankly, sang on their bigger songs, but he was always kind of in the background in the videos and whatnot. So um, I'm glad they, at least for Benjamin Orr's final days, buried the hatchet. The producer thought you'd like it because you like. I mean, I know him. I mean, he used to manage the Comedy Store, and then, um, I don't know why he would tell me and not put me on it. Like it's kind of like, hey, look at this cool thing I'm doing. I don't want you on it. I just want you to know about it. Like I get those emails a lot. Like, fuck off. Um, Yeah, I didn't see I saw Flair got pretty. How was the Cars concert you saw? I mean, I love when a band sounds like they do on the records, and the Cars, uh, they don't move around a lot. If it was a cool background. I mean, they had like computer graphics and animation going on, but they just kind of play the songs. They don't. There's not a lot of crowd work. Um, so if you like a band to sound like how they sound on the records, you would love the Cars. And I thought it was interesting because they just had Greg Hawkes, um, I guess, put in the bass parts, and so there was only 4 members. There was not a replacement bass player. Now I've seen when they had the new Cars with Todd Rundgren, Kasim Sultan on bass, Prairie Prince, the drummer from the Tubes, on the drums, and Craig Hawkes and Elliot Easton from the Cars. Um, yes, I know some of the people who wrote for Andrew Schultz on the roast, and yeah, but he went hard on Jeff, but then after the roast, he's taking pictures with him, like so he didn't really go that hard. I mean, I don't really want to get into that anymore. I'm giving myself a gag order on Jeff, but like you go after him for what Schultz did, and then in the green room, you're taking a picture with him. Like, fuck that. I'd go after him and I'd be like, "I don't wanna take a picture with you, you fucking creep." But, I'm the bad guy. But I did hear that Andrew did that joke unscripted. I've been a part of those roasts before, and, they wanna make and this is why the roasts aren't good anymore. They wanna make sure there's no surprises on the roast. Like, you think Foster Brooks gave the producer of the Dean Martin roast a script and said, "This is what I'm going to do"? Fuck that. You think Don Rickles gave someone a script, "Going, here are the jokes I'm going to do"? Well, that's how they do it. And I think Schultz, from what I've been told by my sources, went off book against that person. So, I mean, he's a big enough comic where, he's got the clout to do it. Um, but that's one of the more talked about jokes of the roast because he just said, "Fuck it, um, I'm gonna go off script and go after him." So I did not know Greg Giraldo. So moving in stereo, yes, 100%. That was a great scene. I know one time I'm at Best Buy. I don't know what I was doing, but probably getting a video game or something, and they were playing the Cars song, just what I needed, and maybe the teenager, "Get your mind out of the gutter." I didn't get her phone number. She said, "Oh my God, I love this song. It's the Best Buy song." I'm like, "Do you know who sings it?" She's like, "No." I mean, uh, I can't say anything bad about the roast. I did not watch it. I heard Tony was good. I heard Nikki Glazer was good, and that doesn't surprise me. They're both roast comics. I mean, Bert and Tom are like Mr. and Mr. Netflix, so I understand why they were on it. Andrew's a very popular comic. I understand why he was on it. Sam Jay's not really a roast comic, but she's a big comic, so I kind of understand, um, why you would want her on it. But you know, but I mean, yeah, that's Tony's thing. So, and frankly, I heard, Jeff was one of the worst parts. I can't say he was because I did not watch 1 second of it, but um, even Sam Roman could liven up this stream. Get out of here, AJ. If you don't like my, go to Chad's stream. You know, I'm just kidding, AJ. Don't leave the stream. I can't. Uh, I can't have one person leave the stream. It just doesn't look good for me. I hate Tony the dude, but he was killer. Yeah, I mean, that's his thing though. Like, you know, so I had no doubt that Tony would be good on it. But I will not watch the roast. I have zero interest in it. This Canuck game is good. We've done like a local roast battle together, but I wouldn't say we worked. Uh, I mean, I think the problem with those roasts in general. Now, this is going to sound like I'm jealous or whatever. I'm not on it, but Tom Brady doesn't know any of those fucking people. He doesn't know Tony. He doesn't know Sam J. Or he probably barely knows Bert or Tom. Probably doesn't really know Jeff. So probably the only person he knew were Belichick, Kraft, and Gronkowski. So it just becomes. In Tom Brady's mind, he's looking at these people. I mean, he might know Kevin Hart, but he's probably looking at these people going, "Who the fuck are you guys? I'm the greatest quarterback of all time. I make more money than everyone on this stage. Fuck off." That's what made the Dean Martin roast so good was they all knew each other. So they could go hard on each other. Oh, I don't know that, SC. I mean, Jeff's a networker. I mean, I do all right with this haircut. Trust me on that one. Have you hit up Kalela Raya? I don't know who that is, to be honest with you. Ever bring an AEW? Ever even being a AEW fan, is Rampage even worth watching? I mean, it's tough. It's definitely their B show, to be frank. Um, I mean, listen, you can't have Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay wrestle in every fucking match. So, Rampage is for like Sky Blue, building her character up. Um, in terms of dudes, maybe like a Darby Allin headlining, maybe Powerhouse Hobbs or Kyle Fletcher, trying to get there. I mean, the problem with AEW, it's just that they really only wrestle once or twice a week, whereas WWE, you're wrestling probably, if Powerhouse Hobbs was saying WWE, he'd be wrestling 5 times a week, house shows and whatnot, lesser shows. Um, Kevin Hart kept making fun of Brady for agreeing to do the roast. Oh, I mean, then listen, I can't say it wasn't. Earl, would you ever go for a married woman? No, I don't do that. It's bad karma. Wawa, I love Wawas. When I used to date Lois's mom, she lived in Doylestown, Pennsylvania, and right down the street from her parents' house was an amazing Wawa. And I just thought Wawas were like the greatest thing on earth. Charles Grodin, I'm a big fan of Charles Grodin. You know, my mom, I used to love watching his show with my mom, and then turn on the Jerry Spence show on MSNBC. Wawa is like a 7-Eleven on the East Coast. I don't know. I think it's like Philadelphia or Pennsylvania, and maybe I don't know where else they are. I've never seen them outside of Pennsylvania. So it's kind of like Dwayne Reed in New York. It's like a 7-Eleven of Pennsylvania anyway. I think Come and Go is another like Wawa like. I forget where I was where there was a Come and Go. I think Chicago maybe. I don't think. I mean, I think a Rob Schneider roast would be great because he's gonna get shit on. It'd be like the Chevy Chase roast, but Rob has a really good sense of humor, and Rob is very good at he's got a side of him like kind of like Jay Leno where you don't really see the snarky side of Rob, but he's got it. So I think a Rob Schneider roast would be amazing. Dan McDavid is so fucking fast. What athlete would I want to roast? Probably a hockey player since that's my hockey's my favorite sport. But I had a blast on the Shane Doan roast, which was totally my environment. Yeah, Rob has a beautiful wife, Maria, who I've met many times. Yeah, Wawa sandwiches are really good. Bucky's, I think, is in Alabama as well, right? I believe who took me to one to buy lottery tickets, and we had a good time. So. It's funny how there are so many regional stores only to that area. I think Florida had what was their big supermarket? I've never seen anywhere but Florida, Kroger's, and I think Vegas has some. I don't know if they're Nevada or Vegas only type convenience stores. I myself love those truck stops, those white trash pilot truck stops. Oh, okay, I mean, I went into the Buc-ee's in Alabama, and it was quite the adventure. I'll tell you that much. Um, very hillbilly type vibe. Like you walk in and they're playing like the music from Deliverance. Um, so I always loved. That's when I used to love doing the road and just mingling with the little people at these. Like I think at the Buc-ee's I went to, it was a smaller one that like full on cigarette smoking. Which I hate cigarette smoke. Panthers look good. Panthers look real good. I think pilots are all over the country for this Vancouver game's getting a little rough. We got Nurse in there, we got Kane in there, Zadorov's a big boy. Um pilots are, there's one in Vegas. It's supposed to be like the largest truck stop in the world. It's pretty impressive. Um, who knows? Maybe I'll just quit comedy and become a long haul trucker. I mean, they're just showing a highlight of McDavid where he was like 3 steps behind Susie, who's not exactly known as a slow player, and he just blew by him. By the time he got the shot off, he was 3 steps in front of him. Um, so, and I don't know if you guys are getting these commercials, but it shows all these people washing people's feet, and then it says Jesus washed people's feet. Like, what market? What are you going for with this commercial? Iowa 80. Oh, okay. I mean, there's some truck stop in Vegas, William, that is a it's huge. Like, just the lobby in it is gigantic, and they have like 100 cash registers, all full. So, did we lose AJ, who said Sam Rubin could liven up this stream? Well, I love being in the dark. Makes the red sign pop. Um, the game is on TNT, I believe. Yeah, I don't want to be a tour guide, but I really the Earl tour. Um, take you by the rainbow, take you to Eddie Nash's house, take you to the Wonderland murder scene, take you to where Eddie Nash's nightclub, the Starwood, was, the Odyssey. Oh, AJ, he didn't leave us. Thank you, AJ, for not leaving us. I appreciate it. We got double digits and people in the stream. That's a lot for me. Hit the like button if you have not done so already. You guys know how to help Earl. I love being in the dark. I might do the OJ tour Sunday just to get a ratings bump. I gotta do things that other streamers can't. Maybe that's the stream that gets me. Um, I hate being in the light unless I have to read. I mean, my vision is not good, as you guys know. So, maybe I could do stream tours. Now I can't walk the Eddie Nash Wonderland Murders Starwood Odyssey. That's about 15 miles of walking. So I don't care how much money you guys would send me. I ain't doing that. And of course, I can't do it while I'm driving. I would need a partner in crime. So Earl's got to be I could be a sober buddy. You know how many drugs and how much drinking I'm around at night? I see more coke than Carlos Escobar, and I could be a good guy to be like, "Don't touch it, don't touch it, don't do it." I mean, a Manson tour. There's also where I used to get my hair cut. I picked up on the energy, man, of this place. It was on, or is it Fairfax, just north of Melrose on Fairfax. And I said, man, this place gives me the fucking creeps. And this was the salon of Eddie Sebring, I think was his name. And he was killed in the Manson murders. And Dennis C. Stewart, who you might remember has Crater Face from Grease 1 and 2. Apparently, he used to pick up on boys there, young men, not boys, young men. And I knew I picked up on that energy in there. I mean, I've never had a drink or drug in my life, so maybe I should um, call promises in Malibu and um, volunteer my services. It's basically willpower. It's what it boils down to. Like I'm going to work out tonight after this stream. Most comics would be like, fuck it and go out. I'm going to work out and then I'm going to go out. I know I am a square. Thank you very much. Appreciate you guys encouraging me. This game is a little chippy tonight. I like chippy hockey. We're definitely getting back. It's never going to be like the 80s again in hockey, but you could tell that these two teams don't exactly like each other. Art Bell, yeah, I mean, listen, this is an open stream, kids. We can talk about anything you wanna talk about. I mean, here's the weird thing about my condo is the previous owner died of AIDS, so, there is some spookiness to my condo when it's late at night. Funny thing about this condo is I bought it from a drug dealer. Now, I didn't know he was a drug dealer at the time. And I have a landline. You guys know the deal. You guys know what time it is. And for about 6 months, and it's the same number I guess he had. So for about 6 months after moving in here, I would get phone calls at like 4 in the morning. Hey, yes, Sosa, the great Alex Shinar. So that's Sosa from Scarface. Paul Shinar. I'm sorry, Paul Shinar. Also in Raw Deal. Um, great actor. Um, so, just, that disease was, yeah, I mean, I can't say, I'm not gonna lie. I do remember waking up once, and at the foot of my bed, there was a figure, maybe about a year ago, and I jumped out of my bed. I was like, "Holy fuck!" I thought I didn't know. I thought maybe Chandler had, because she still has the keys to my unit, and I thought it was her, and then there was no one there. So I don't know. I mean, I just record. When I moved into this unit, I just applied for it, and apparently they gave me the same number that the drug dealer had. I've never had a drink, sir. Never had a cigarette. Never done coke. Never smoked marijuana. I'm straight edge to the core. Uh, I mean, it was about a year after the breakup, so I didn't know what to think. So, have I ever seen ghosts in my condo? No. I've seen ghosts at the well, no, I haven't seen ghosts at the Comedy Store, but I've seen, like, a glass fly across the room, and, I knew there was no one over in that side of the room because the only entrance to that side of the room is where we were all sitting. Uh, both, Queen on, both. I have no interest in drinking. Even when I kiss someone who's had a drink, it's like I don't even like the aftertaste on their, tongue, I guess. I mean, I think in LA, I believe in spirits. I don't necessarily believe in ghosts per se, but like every time I walk by Eddie Nash's old nightclub, the Starwood, which is now a Russian deli, and it's like sometimes I'll walk lowest at like 3 or 4 in the morning. I can't sleep. I'm a night owl anyway. I'll walk by the Starwood, and you can definitely there's an energy on that corner at night because you think of all the shit that went down on that corner in the 70s, and I think it's shut down in 81, so I can't really say the 80s, but it's there's an energy there for sure of like, holy fuck, something's going down. So, by the way, it's 2-2 with 6:08 left to go in the second period. The Vancouver Canucks lead the series 1-0. Um, so, uh, that I don't see a ghost on that corner at 2 or 3, 4 in the morning, but I definitely there's an energy. Yeah, I mean, the Comedy Store is haunted, I believe. Uh, well, there's just so many. All right, we got a nice little scrum here: Bouchard, Myers, Hyman. I mean, when you think of all the things that have happened in this city, the OJ murders, the Wonderland murders, the Manson murders, and all the fucking creepiness in Hollywood with the pedophilia and the casting couch, it's no wonder this city isn't haunted. Yes, I would think the Comedy Store building likes me. Um, Well, I mean, when you think of the Comedy Store and all the evilness that goes on there and, the negative there's so much negative energy there because 'cause you've got people don't understand, even like today's like, let's just take tonight, for example, the Netflix is a joke festival. I think it's in the main room tonight, so there's no main room show for, like, comics like me, and then in the original room, you've got maybe 12 comics going up. So that's 100 to 200 comics who aren't going up, and then, who have a realistic shot of getting a spot. So they're up there wolfing around with all that negative, "Why aren't I on the fucking lineup tonight?" And then you've got probably 500 to 1,000 comics up there, who aren't in consideration for spots at all, and they go up there, and so there's such a negative energy in that place, and, so you start thinking about the guy who jumped off the hotel the next door, and all there's a lot of negativity in stand-up comedy. I mean, I would say I've lost 2 to 3 friends a year since I've started, mostly to suicide, of course, some to cancer and stuff, but, like, um, it's a dark world. Um, so, Emily's alright by me. I'm in that middle zone where it's not like I've never been on TV before. Emily does she put a lot of money in my bank account, so I got nothing but love for Emily. I mean, it's a shitty job she has. It's like the example I just gave. You've got probably, I mean, with the main room, an original room, and the belly room, per night, you've got maybe 2 shows in the main room, maybe 75 spots a night to give out, and you've got literally 2 to 300 comics who are all on TV in various forms, movies, TV shows, cartoons, writing gigs, shows like Roast Battle, if you count that. And so you've got to tell I mean, she has to tell hundreds of comics no a week, every week. Every day she wakes up to 40 texts from either a manager or the comic themselves going, "Hey, why aren't I going up tonight? Fuck you, man." Every fucking day. So I like the main room when it's fully loaded and packed, and it's just there's an energy when you land a joke in the main room. There's not another room in LA comedy where you can hit that joke, now on the reverse side, it's a very tough room to play if they're not with you because it's a big space, and when people start leaving and the crowd's kind of scattered, you've got pockets of people there, no one there, pockets of people here, no one there. It's a very intimidating room to play. Oh yeah, I mean, I've got a lot of man. There's another scrum breaking out. I've known a lot of people. I knew a guy who I used to play hockey with. It's funny, we used to hate each other because we were both pretty big guys, um, and so we would battle each other, but, his girlfriend left him, so he went over to her house, killed her, the new guy she was dating, and then went to a mountain and killed himself. Um, as upset as I've been about certain breakups in my past, I would never kill myself. Have I ever thought of killing myself? Not seriously, to be honest. What a happy stream this is. But, I keep it real on these streams. I'm not stream sniping. I'm not talking about, Kevin or Chad, which is probably why I have 9 people in here. And probably 8 of you are wishing, "We wish you did kill yourself." Hello. Um, there was a guy at the Comedy Store we used to call No Face. Because he literally had half of a face. He tried to kill himself, so he did it that way, but I guess he had the gun pointed that way. So he shot like three quarters of his face off, but he survived. I mean, what's the best way I deal with a breakup? With the last couple, you just get in the game ASAP. I mean, I think with certain comics, who some of you might know that I was dating, I waited and thought, oh, we're gonna get back together, and then I watched them, uh, fuck half the LA comedy community. I'm like, all right, I got to get back in the game. I mean, so I mean, some people like I have a friend of mine I just had lunch with today. Like, he's the complete opposite. He doesn't do anything. He's like, he's not even waiting to get back together with the girl because he knows that's not going to happen. But he was just like, I'm not going to fuck anybody. Um, I mean, men eventually leave too. I mean, it depends. I mean, uh, I think people leave when you give them an excuse to leave. Um, but there's always when you ask couples about a breakup, I think that it's an old hacky story, but there's three sides to every breakup: my side, her side, and then the truth. And I think sometimes the truth gets, the other side will always leave out a part of the equation, and you know, if you date well, I don't know about that. If you date younger women in their 20s, Earl, they usually don't want to stay too long. I mean, it depends. Like, I've dated some troubled women in my past, and I'm a great fucking guy. I don't mind saying that. So I think in my case, sometimes when you date a troubled woman, your niceness at first is a selling point. Oh my God, he gets my door. Oh my God, he takes me to dinner. Oh my God, he doesn't try and fuck me just because I looked at him. He's actually cares for me. But then, and it's crazy to say this, I believe so, Ross, uh, that the niceness gets boring to them. Like they're used to a guy hitting them or, basically sexually assaulting them when they're horny. Um, I mean, that happened to me with one girl where it was just like I literally could not have treated this girl any nicer. And at the end of the day, I was boring to her. So she started acting out. But, um, you know, and then, there's the other way to, treat women like shit. And I don't think anyone likes to be treated like shit, but it's almost like a turn on. So, it depends on their background. And, a lot of times I think I've paid for the sins of the other dudes from the past, so it's a battle that, um, it's a battle that is unwinnable from the start. Like the girl who said, I threw her down a flight of stairs. I've never treated a woman so good in my life. And it didn't matter. Like that's what it got me. So, it's just, that what point of even bringing that up again is, um, there was nothing I could have done differently with that particular person. It would have ended in a disaster anyway. But I mean, if you're dating Tommy Lee, he's going to cheat on you. You just know it. So you either deal with it or you don't. If you're, like Gene Simmons, Shannon Tweed, his wife, she knows the deal. And either they have an arrangement, like, hey, you get to live in the nice house, you get to, I mean, I remember I walked into Barney's on the fourth floor once, and Barney's fourth floor was my world for a while. And she was in the register in front of me, and she must have had, I don't know, 20 grand worth of men's clothing. Now, either she was buying for Gene or her son Nick, but or for some other guy, but she knows the deal dating Gene Simmons. He's gonna be on the road, he's gonna fuck. and he's pretty honest about it. I think it wouldn't surprise me if they had an arrangement of, um, whoa, what's going on in the back of this goal here? It wouldn't surprise me if they had an arrangement like, "Hey, I go on the road, you can fuck dudes. I don't wanna know about it. Okay, you're going on the road, you can fuck however many hoes you want. I don't wanna hear about it. Don't have them call the house, yada, 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 yada." Well, I don't know about that, William. Like, I don't know what the deal is, to be completely frank, but if the deal is anywhere near, "Hey, I'm gonna fuck as many girls as I can on the road. Here's my credit card. You can fuck dudes, but I don't wanna hear about it." That's a pretty good deal for her, to be honest with you. Let me get an energy drink to power me through these last 15 minutes. Hit the like button. If I don't see more than one like added, I'm ending the stream when I get back in this seat. And I got one fewer like. You guys are out of control. Well, thank you very much for taking away your like, you prick. Have some. I don't even know what this. I'm having a new gym weed. I hope there's not weed in this. Let me. Candy shop adaptogen energy drink. Let me see. I don't know how much caffeine is in this. That'll keep me on the edge. With decades of experience in sports nutrition, you could say we're trailblazers. Gym weed is formulated with plant-based functional ingredients. I don't give a shit about that. 200 milligrams of caffeine, 300 milligrams of ashwagandha, lion's made, vegan. I don't care if it's vegan or not. I want the juice. Ugh, nasty. Do you think Gene Simmons has herpes? I don't know if he has herpes. Get the fuck out of here. She has kids, money, and security for her entire life, so she's getting off good. No, she does not look like she did in Hot Dog the movie. I think they're both getting. I think in Gene's case, he's honest. Um, what? No, these are Adidas shorts, baby doll. Adidas shorts with my Ready, Fit, Go healthy meals. Thank you very much. Of course, this shirt means nothing to you if you're not in the West Hollywood area or the Southern California area, but uh, let's give these guys a plug. Follow these cats on Instagram, Ready, Fit, Go. I don't want your fucking super chat money, but follow my friends, Ready, Fit, Go, healthy meals. They don't deliver. What up, Grimace and Pain? Um, yeah, Tommy was physically abusive, ACDC, but some chicks, like, they dig that shit. It's like some guys like being treated like shit. I did eat one of those for dinner. Thank you very much. Um, welcome to the Earlverse. We got 12 people, 12 strong people in here. Uh, well, I don't know if I'm the greatest comic ever. I mean, I'm not on a festival that the Netflix is a Joke Festival literally had 500 shows in 12 days, 35 venues, and I couldn't find my way into one of them. I mean, I love comedy so much. I'm 55. I believe I'm the oldest person in my stream, but I don't give a fuck. With 3-2 Vancouver Canucks at the end of the second period. Well, it's not quite the end. 25 seconds left. But I'm having a fun time in this stream tonight. I'm just a happy-go-lucky comic, man. It's 3-3 now with 14 seconds left in the second period, I believe. Oh, no, I thought someone had scored. Connor McDavid, man, this guy is it's not just how fast Connor McDavid is, it's what he does at a high rate of speed. It's really unbelievable. Wow. What a shot by Zadorov. Yowza. Um, I am not. No, I'm working out. I have an elliptical machine right there. So tonight I'm doing a little cardio. Tomorrow I will be at John Reed Fitness. Thank you very much. Doing chest and shoulders, and then Sunday I do back and arms. I don't really work out my legs anymore because they're big enough, if you know what I'm saying. There's a reason I'm still called Baby Platts, Tom Platts, if you don't know who I'm talking about. So, Hackamania, the discount code for a Hackamania is Earl. You guys know where to follow me everywhere and anywhere at Earl Skakel. And, you guys know I'm on Patreon, Earl Skakel, YouTube. Hit the subscribe button. If I could ask for anything, um, it would be hit the subscribe button. That's the number one thing on YouTube, the subscribe number. Hit the notification button so when the Earlverse goes live, you know about it. My legs are pretty strong still, like pretty big. My mom, they called her elephant legs in high school. I got her genetics. I got my dad's upper body. My dad was lean and mean baby dolls. But my mom was only about 5'6", but she was pre-baby Platts. She was Platts before Platts. So, I've weird. That's why my body is somewhat weird genetics wise, because my upper body's pretty lanky. It's not really muscular, and then my lower body, my calves aren't that big. They're nothing to write home about. But my quads, they call me Quadzilla at the gym. I even have a little belly fat, and I literally can't work out more than I do. Like, I cannot work out any more than I do. And it's just genetics. Yeah, it's your body loses fat burning ability. It's just there's nothing you can do about it. Um, yeah, obviously carbs are harder to burn than protein. Um, you can have some carbs. Like I had Korean barbecue for lunch today. It was very good. Some rice was involved, but most of it was meat. I kind of liked it. You got to cook your own meat. Like, I don't like paying for food, and I got to cook it too. Uh, when I bench press, I wear actually, I wear these. So let me Under Armour weightlifting gloves. Let's see. They are double XL because I have semi big hands. And what you do is so I've got a little bit of support here. I have small wrists, as you could tell. And then, it's pretty good padding. It's not the padding. For the price they charged, this is what it looks like. I would think the padding would be a little better. I'm sure the price was really more about the Rock name being on them, the Brahma Bull. I worked out every day at 52 years old, but I'm retired and like Miller Lights. Well, you could really. I know that's the crazy thing, William Zoom. Because when I got there with my two people I was with, I like to keep my friends anonymous. I was just ordering all this meat, and then the fucking meat came, and they lit up a grill in front of me. I'm like, what is it? Like, oh, you cook it at the table? And the guy looks at me and goes, no, you cook it. Shit. But it was good. It's you just put the meat on. It's probably like, excuse me, 40 seconds or maybe 30 seconds on each side, and it's already marinated and stuff. Well, that's good, William. It's good. Um, I mean, you can really eat whatever you want. I mean, it's working out is really not that difficult, or I should say, um, you know, having a decent body is not that difficult. It's a hacky expression, but it's garbage in, garbage out. It's like you can eat Snickers bars all day and be fucking ripped as long as you burn off the calories of those Snickers bars. Like tomorrow before lifting weights, I'll probably go to Runyon Canyon, and I don't exactly know how many calories that burns, but it's a you hike a canyon, and it's probably, I would guess, around 1,000 calories you're burning. Um, I've never done. Well, I do pre-workout drinks, with caffeine and creatine and shit like that, but I've never done performance enhancing drugs. Now, some people would say caffeine is a performance enhancing drug. So when you say performance enhancing drugs like steroids, growth hormones, HBH, HGH, um, I've never done that. I've never even been tempted. I mean, I'm not a fucking bodybuilder, so um, I like the body I have now. For 55, I look amazing. Now, do I have a little bit of a stomach now, whereas before I didn't? Yeah, 100%. But I would feel bad if I had that little bit of a belly or whatever you want to call it because I was lazy and overate and didn't work out. But I can only do so much. Well, I mean, I don't think they're bad for you if you take them in the proper dosage. Caffeine's not bad for you, but if you're drinking 3 fucking drinks right before you go to the gym, you can give yourself a heart attack. It's all about proportion. Eating is not bad for you if you eat in proportion to the amount of calories you burn. So, I mean, really, most drugs aren't. I'm not advocating drug use because I've never had them, but most drugs aren't. Weed is not bad for you. They give it to cancer patients, but if you sit around all day and smoke it for 12 hours, it's going to be bad for you. My favorite cheat meal is a good burger. Um, Fries I like. I don't have fries often. Where did I have fries the other night at? I had they weren't that greasy. They must have air fried them, but they were really good. So I would say burger and fries. Pizza's, I mean, pizza's not a healthy meal, but it's not that bad. It's cheese, which is protein. This, depending on the toppings, if you have like peppers and other things, it's not that bad for you. Yeah, I mean, you can, it's all moderation, man, and it's all. I would not, you know. I mean, he could smoke in front of me, it wouldn't bother me, but I would not smoke weed just to be cool to Joe Rogan. And if he was like, "Hey, you got to smoke weed or the interview's over," I'm like, "See you later." But I don't think Joe would do that. Yeah, I mean, it is a lot of carbs. So, like, you can't get fat eating pizza, but you can get fat if you eat pizza and then go to sleep right away. But, if you could have pizza at noon and then go on a 3-hour hike, you're not going to get fat. I mean, it's really that simple, to be honest with you. I mean, beers, it's the same thing. It's moderation. Like, if you watch football all day and you drink 10 beers, and then you go to sleep, you're going to get fat. But if you watch, I don't know, the Steelers Raider game and then you go for a hike after you work out, you're not going to get fat. I mean, it's working out's actually one of the most simple things you can do. It really, truly is. It is science. It's calories in, calories out. That's really what any good fitness regimen does. And it's also common sense. Muscle weighs more than fat. So that's why a lot of people panic when they start lifting weights and they gain weight. Um, and that they don't, sit-ups don't make you have a smaller stomach, they strengthen the muscle under the fat. Your six pack comes from diet and nutrition, not from sit-ups. You know how many people I know have bellies, but they can do 100 of sit-ups a day or an hour or, you know, so yeah, I mean, weight vests on a trail, I've done that before on Runyon, and you're hiking uphill. And the thing at Runyon is when you go up Runyon, they have these stairs, but the stairs have eroded a little bit, just because of the weather and the environment. So you have to be really careful when you're walking. So there's that added tension of fuck, I don't want to fall. Um, so do you drink? I really like if I get a protein shake at like the gym or whatnot, they always ask me, whey or vegan. I can drink anything. I'm very lucky to not have any food allergies, so I don't really, uh, you know, I don't think that whey or vegan would affect me, in terms of that stuff. I believe so. I mean, Runyon is a very popular hiking trail. It's like in between the valley. It's like in the middle of the valley and where I live. So a lot of people from both sides of the hill um, go there, and it's popular. It's a little trendy. You got at any given time you'll see actors and actresses there. I've seen Walter Goggins there many a time. Um, a lot of comics do it. Do any foods gross me out? Not really. I mean, I would say octopus is kinda nasty to me, but, I don't eat it. It's just I don't like the way it looks, squid and shit like that. Um, and there's other hiking trails. Another popular hiking trail is Fryman Canyon, which is more on the valley side, that you'll see celebrities, at any given time. Um, what about horse meat? What am I, Alistair Overeem? Come on. I don't know what horse meat. I mean, I've eaten buffalo meat. I had a bison burger, um, and it was kind of really dry. Julian Sands, great actor. I think I last saw him in 24, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm not sure. I know he died, but I forget. Didn't he die like a weird death or something? I'm not up on what happened to Julian Sands. Earl, you ever watch the LA City Council? No, LA sucks. I don't really want to watch the people who run this fucking city into the ground. Thank you very much. Oh, really? Oh, boy. Well, I know this one. I was with Rob Schneider in Denver, Colorado, playing Comedy Works. And we were at a very, I guess, well-known restaurant there, known for its buffalo burgers, and I didn't wanna try it. I just wanted a regular burger, and Rob kinda made me say, "Try it." I'm like, "Nah, I think I'm just gonna get a burger." And the waiter came, and Rob was like, "He'll have a buffalo burger." See ya, Dominic. I'm out as well. It's Friday night, Earlverse. I appreciate you kids listening and chatting it up. I'll probably someone just joined, I like whoever just joined it an hour and 4 minutes into this stream. AJ, okay, no, there's not enough money in the world that I would do a 10-hour stream. I don't bilk my fans for money, honey. Um, I know Melton did a 24-hour stream. I think he's done a few of them. Because I don't have guests on my streams and I don't stream snipe other people, so I can, I tap out after about an hour. And besides, I want you guys to want more. I want to end the stream now and people are jonesing for tomorrow night. I don't think Melton needs the money, but I don't know if he does or not. I don't know a lot about him, but I will meet him at Hackamania, May 31st to June 2nd. The discount code, once again, is Earl. My great friend Matty Goldberg just bought a ticket using the Earl discount. So there's still time. I've been offered to do a spot next weekend in Vegas at Hunkamania, but there's no way I can do um, 2 weeks in Vegas. Have you been looking at cars? I believe I have settled in on a BMW X3 with the M package. Broncos were just too expensive. My insurance was too expensive for a Mustang just because if it's a sports car. It is a real autograph of Kamala. Kamala, the Ugandan giant. A fan, Fahita Cologne. Follow Fahita Cologne on Instagram. He just randomly sent me a autograph Kamala. You can see the little certificate sticker right there. Very cool. I don't ask my fans for much. Every now and then, a package will show up at the Comedy Store, like my Abdullah the Butcher doll, couple other dolls of sort, and I appreciate it. Um, so, thank you. My fans are the fucking best. Tim Dillon told me, Earl, all you need to do is have 2,000 fans, and you can be famous in this business. So right now I need 1,994 more fans, like the 6 in the stream. Well, I mean, I think I want to move on from a Jeep. This is my second Jeep. So I didn't really feel like getting a new Jeep. I really wanted a Ford Bronco, but for whatever reason, the monthly, I have a great driving record. I have no accidents. I got in you know, almost 35 years of driving, one speeding ticket, 1988, never got into an accident. And so I like Tim Dillon. He's always very friendly and helpful with me. He doesn't know me. So, he was kind of coaching me one night in the back of the green room about social media and whatnot. So I very much appreciate that. And, that's what happens if I could ever get this stream popping. I'm on every comedy festival. If the Earlverse stream gets popular, I'm the same comic, but now I'm popular. So, hey, we got some people coming in and people just leaving. 31 likes. Thank you, kids. You know what? Why don't you try some man on the street interviews? I'd rather do the streams and shit, because if I have a man on the street interview type show, I got to pay a camera guy. I got to pay, I'm done doing comedy at a loss. I got to drive around. That's the great thing about these streams. I literally hit record and it's free for me to do and to try and get a fan base. Now, Sunday night, I might do the O.J. Simpson murder walk, where I walk from the back alley of Nicole Brown Simpson's condo, which is where O.J. parked the car when he allegedly did the murders. Yeah! And I will walk up Bundy to Rockingham and show you. Now, I believe O.J.'s house has been demolished in the one on Rockingham, so it won't look the same. But I'll give it a shot. I never got it. AC/DC 5150. I never got it. Did you send it to 8433 Sunset? Because I look every time I'm in the manager's office. They have a big box of like fan mail and stuff that was sent to comics and whatnot, and I never got it. So I guess hopefully it gets returned to you. I'll look again. Maybe they put it somewhere that but they're really good at taking care of comics when they get packages there. So um I've always looked for it because ACDC said he'd send me a bowling shirt or something. I'll look one more time when I'm there. Um, but OJ was framed. I don't know about that. I think I don't believe OJ was framed, William. because I know the cops loved OJ. I mean, the cops were called to OJ's house like 20 times about domestic violence issues, and they never once arrested him. Whereas if that's you or me, we're arrested the first time. But let's pick up this conversation tomorrow night. Although the stream is popping right now with 9 people. Well, Furman was actually on one of the early calls to OJ's house, and even he let him off. Like, I'll leave you guys with this opinion on OJ, and then we'll pick it up tomorrow on the stream. Cops loved OJ because I don't want to say all cops, but most cops played football, so they idolized OJ. There's no way in the middle of the night that the cops, the criminalist, the coroner's office, and the investigators got in the middle, like got in a football huddle on Rocky Dam and said, "Hey, let's get him." They really had no reason to frame him. Yeah, but I mean, my point, William, is, um, I think it was literally 20 times they were called to OJ's house, and not once was he arrested. And these are the same cops who were investigating the murder scene that night. So I honestly don't believe in my heart that they just sat there and said, "Let's get him." Do you know how many times how many times I've seen cops let celebrities off for drunk driving and whatnot in my neighborhood because, they're celebrities. And I think it's the same thing with OJ. I just don't think he was framed. They had no reason to frame him, in my opinion. But, we'll pick this up um, tomorrow night. I'm not sure what time the stream will be tomorrow night. See, tomorrow Saturday. Probably maybe about 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I do believe body cam. Yeah, I mean, body cams are, obviously the ultimate. I mean, look at George Floyd. What happens if that's not on camera? Um, so, yeah, I mean, a lot of people want to be celebrities. Not, when you become a big celebrity, you can afford anything: the clothes, the cars, whatnot. It's for the free shit you get. Like, yeah, I can. If you're a famous enough person, you get pulled over for a DUI. I tell you, I'll leave with this. So I'm in San Francisco with Rob Schneider, and we're doing Cobb's Comedy Club. Now, Rob had to do a movie on Monday, so we do. And, most comics, when they play Cobb's, you probably get a Thursday, Friday, Saturday show. But with Rob, he's so fucking popular. We do Thursday, Friday, and I think 2 shows on Sunday, which is unheard of. Most comics are not that popular. So, um, but, we drove up there. So Rob was like, "Hey, I've got to get to Los Angeles Monday at 4 a.m. because my call time is 6 a.m. or whatever." Something along those lines. You drive. I don't care how fast you have to get there. I can't be late for this. You get a speeding ticket, I'll pay for it. So we're driving Frisco to LA, and I think we're about halfway through the ride. It's probably about 1 a.m. and I'm flying. What car? I had the Dodge Magnum, which was 485 horsepower. I mean, a Dodge Magnum is the real fucking deal. Trust me on that one. And we get pulled over, and you can tell as soon as the cop got out of the car, he was fucking steaming. I rolled down the window. "Hello, officer." And he's like, "Do you know how?" And he looks over and sees Rob and goes, "Hey, I just wanted to make sure you guys were not lost." And he let us off. That happens every night in my neighborhood. So we'll pick up the OJ discussion tomorrow. Oh yeah, I mean, look at me. When I do the road, and I don't do the road a lot, as you guys know, but or when we're with Rob, when I was with Rob a lot, like where were we? We were in Northern California, not different gig than the Frisco gigs, and there's a theater, Wells Fargo Theater. It's packed, great show, like 1,000 people, and like some dude takes us out to this restaurant that was clearly closed. All of a sudden, the lights go on. Waiters are appearing everywhere. Cooks are attacking us like SEAL commandos. And, we ate some of the best food I've ever had in my life. Like, you either are with a celebrity or you are a celebrity. You get shit like that. That was pretty cool. Another story, and then I'll end. Um, we were where were we? We were playing. We were in the Louisiana, and we had to fly to Jacksonville. Horrible rainstorm, not snowstorm, rainstorm. I mean, they were shutting down the airport, flights being canceled left and right. Um, so I go up to the plane we're supposed to be on. Like, I'm sorry, we're done. Our flight's been canceled, and there's nothing you can do. You're gonna have to stay at the airport, sir. Blah blah blah. Rob's behind me. He pokes his head out, and within 2 minutes, we're sitting in first class on the last flight out. So thank you, Elite. Thank you. We're just about to end the stream. Thank you very much. So touring with Rob was awesome. I'll tell you that much right now. All right, before I go, the Vancouver Canucks up 3-2 with 16 minutes and 54 seconds left. Also, when we were at Giordano's in Chicago, I think I'm saying that right. Same thing. I go up to the counter. The guy looks at me. It's a 2.5-hour wait. Rob pokes his head out from behind me, and within 5 minutes, we're at the best table eating. Not ordering, eating. Also, same trip. We were in Chicago at the Schaumburg Improv. I think the Blackhawks were playing the Red Wings in a playoff game. Rob's like, "Hey, Earl, you like hockey? Let's go to the game right now." I'm like, "Yeah, it's a playoff game, dude. We're never going to get in. It's like, Chicago Stadium. We're not getting in, or the United Center." Rob's like, "Yeah, fuck it. Let's just go." So we go. I walk up to the box office, and the guy's already looking at me like, Same thing. Rob pokes his head out like this. Within 5 minutes, we're sitting on the 50-yard line of hockey getting customized jerseys made. The guy's like, "Hey, what's your favorite number, sir? And what's your last name?" 87 and Skakel. And before the first period had hit the 10-minute mark, I had a Chicago Blackhawks jersey wearing on. So that is it. Earl Skakel in the Earlverse out. Friday night, Earlverse. Thank you very much. You guys know where to follow me, how to help me. Yes, William Jim membership does have its privileges. Earl Skakel. Let's get the Earlverse to the next level. By this time next year, you're going to see the Earlverse on the Netflix is a Joke Festival. Skakel over and out.